Ain't no last calls here.
Bar Talk with Jay.
And welcome to Bar Talk with Jay. And of course, I always got to say, we are here for you. And again, one of the things I got to do is mention R&B is our sponsor. Yes, R&B Roll Off.
R&B Roll Off.
Again, you get a chance, definitely check out my website. I got them all over it. One of the things I want to let you know, he's a small local company, and one of the things he want to do is let you know he's there to satisfy you.
Yes.
So whatever the big companies might not be doing, he said he'd try to do it for you.
All
so
right.
definitely check out the webpage of Bar Talk with Jay, and you'll be able to see him all over it, for you'll know how to contact him.
Absolutely.
Secondly, I gotta say, Craftmatic, how you doing, big baby?
Man, I'm awesome, bruh. Everything is lovely, man. I'm in this upswing in life where I'm starting to attack life a little more. And there are a number of projects I've been really wanting to engage in.
Okay.
And over the past 30, 45 days, man, I've gotten fired up. And anybody who knows me, you've been seeing some of my posts. And I got some exciting stuff coming for you folks. So Craftmatic is doing lovely, man. How you doing tonight, Big J?
Man, let me tell you, man, I had one of them days where half full, half empty.
Oh, yeah.
I had to tell you earlier, I had to start looking at things in a different way. When you have bad days, it stayed bad because of your mindset.
Right.
I'm starting to learn that you got to shift the way you think, and you can change your whole altitude of where you was going to fly.
There you go.
Because I was flying low because of how I was being attacked. You can't let somebody else take your joy.
Right.
How you control your destiny is to change your mindset. Because some people don't understand where you at and nor care.
Right.
You do. So take your care and care on.
Right.
While they soar down, you soar up.
Yeah. You know, man, it seems like there's a lot of I call it attacks. You know, it's negative energy, but attacks where it just seems like certain people are actively coming against you. And you know, sometimes they think they can't be seen, sometimes they think they're invisible, but we can all perceive the truth. And so Jay, you said it just right, man. You got to change your thinking, you got to change your mind. You ever get to work one morning and somebody comes at you with a problem or issue from yesterday or last week, etc., and you know, it becomes a real negative situation,
Yes,
and then that negative situation has a tendency to disrupt your entire day, right? I've known people who say, man, that thing happened this morning and it just ruined my entire day. And it doesn't have to ruin your entire day. The key is you got to change your mind, right? You got to get back in your zone. Because what happens is the enemy pulls you out of your zone. They pull you out of your comfort zone. They start tampering with your emotions. They start tampering with your thoughts. They start tampering with your environment, maybe telling other people and rumors and all that other stuff. And you got to stay focused on you and your agenda. And so that is exactly what we are here to do, is to develop people and help them stay focused on their agendas.
Yes.
This is Bar Talk with Jay, and this is Jay and I's opportunity to inspire. And we like to get inspiration into the world through just dialogue. And so we're going to have some conversations tonight. We're going to talk about some things that are important in all of our lives. And we hope that it gives you an opportunity to kind of look in the mirror and say, hey, I can do more. You know, I shouldn't take those people's stuff as much. I should be a little more empathetic. I could be a little more proactive. I could be a little more loving. And find some ways to develop yourself through this dialogue. And we are not opposed to you turning off the podcast, continuing the dialogue in your own living rooms. I mean, that's what really this is all about. This is about inspiring conversation. Conversation brings healing. Right?
Yes,
Conversation brings healing. And so that's what we're here to do. Thank you for being with us tonight. We got a fantastic show lined up for you, as usual.
You said fantastic. I think you need to go ahead and hit him with a prayer, man.
A prayer? Okay,
Hit 'em with
okay.
prayer.
I don't know.
Start him off right, player.
Yeah. Let's just talk about being better and more.
Ooh.
And so, Heavenly Father, we thank you now for allowing us to come into your presence. We thank you, Father, for inspiration tonight. We ask that you would be here in this room and with our audience, whether they're listening to it now or 100 years from now, Father. We ask that you would open doors in our minds and our hearts to be better people, to be more proactive in life, to be more righteous, to be more giving, to be more loving, to be healthy and whole. And so we ask, Heavenly Father, all your blessings upon us and our audience tonight. May this be one fantastic show. We pray this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Lord. Oh, Woo! Where the offering plate?
Yeah.
Somebody, come on, pass it, pass
Yeah,
it.
Pass it. The kind that folds.
I'm
Right?
gonna tell you right, pass it now, because when I talk about last week's show, I'm gonna tell you right now, we might not get no offerings. Well,
last week's show, boy, was hardcore.
let's just say it like this.
Go ahead.
Your significant other gained weight and refuse, I had to put that word in there, refuse to lose it. What would you do? Now, Jay took a different approach than my man Kraft. Kraft
Yes.
took a very nice approach. Jamal did a great analogy of what he would do, and Jeffrey knocked it out the park about the things you need to do together.
Right.
Jay said, I'm out. Get her on the stretcher.
Yeah.
Roll that ass up out of here.
Yeah.
Now, this is just the same.
Jay, that's kind of like, you know, I understand what you're saying. But
Right.
I just don't believe in the concept
Yes.
of throwing people away.
I ain't throw. You gave up on me. One of the things I want you to understand why I say don't gotta refuse, as in you gaining weight. I notice we're trying to attack it, but you're on social media.
Okay.
We threw that into the equation. So now you're on Instagram and your likes is going up. And I'm saying, babe, that's not really healthy. Let's do this. And I'm changing our eating habits, and I'm doing the best I can because I'm not leaving you for your weight.
Right.
I'm leaving you because of your mouth. Your mouth is attacking me and telling me, well, hey, look, my likes went up 100 likes.
Right.
They like all this.
Right.
Okay. At this point, where is we? There's no we. It's you and them.
Right.
I'm not that person on Instagram and everywhere else that I'm gonna live my life that way.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put out positive quotes. I'm a positive person, but at home, we are together.
Yeah. And
I'm leaving them out.
Yeah. Listen, I love the way you said that. You said you can't gain weight and fuss more. Right. Right.
You tell me how it's gonna be.
Right.
I don't know why you ain't loving on all this. If you got titties on the side, I mean, it started up here, now they're over there.
Listen, if you are going to gain weight, then you got to find a way to change your personality so that you can be loved more. I'll say.
All I can say is I don't like all that dairy.
Yeah. Listen, Jeffrey, I think, hit the nail on the head. Jeffrey said that he would immediately start changing everything that's brought into the household. He's not going to allow any fat items. He's not going to allow any ice cream and candy, any of that. He's going to start preparing healthy meals for his wife, and he's going to be proactive. And he didn't ask her to do anything in particular. He said that he was going to change in order to help his wife. And I think that is the rightest of all answers that we had on last week's show. But
I ain't think mine was that bad.
yeah, listen, the reality is that people are going to change. And as people change, you should continue to love them just as you loved them before. You should not allow their appearance to hinder love. Right?
It ain't him, but I just want him to roll on.
Right.
Roll, player.
So it was a great show. I think we covered it from all angles. We had 4 or 5 very powerful opinions of the topic. Ultimately, if your significant other gained weight and refused to lose it, what would you do? Was the show. Check it out on Bar Talk with Jay. You can go to YouTube.
Black Planet. Periscope. You can also go to POF.
Facebook.
Plenty of fish. That's right. We can go everywhere, guys.
You're not gonna find us on Plenty of Fish, but you will find us on iTunes and Facebook and YouTube and Periscope, and there's so many more platforms.
Right.
If you just search Bar Talk with Jay, you'll find us. I love the format that YouTube uses because as soon as you type in Bar Talk with Jay, Jay, you see 50, 60, 100 of our shows there.
Yeah.
And I think we probably have about 110, 20 shows right now.
And I'm trying to get on MySpace.
Okay.
I'm trying to get some old cats. You know,
Okay.
they ain't changed over. I want to go there.
Is MySpace still
I don't know.
kicking?
I got to find out. But bottom line, if it is, we going there. Okay. We going back to go forward.
Right.
Grab them, man. Grab them all. Not just
quote?
MySpace, but my whole thing is like we're all social media. We're trying to tackle this in all. It's Snapchat. That's the newer thing.
Okay.
We do quotes on Snapchat. Unfortunately, the show's not on Snapchat.
Right.
But if you go to Bar Talk with Jay, I got a website. A website, but a Snapchat.
Snapchat link?
Yes.
Okay.
For Bar Talk with Jay.
Okay.
I think it says, it's kind of freaky. It says, be with Jay.
Okay.
Yeah, it did that. I just want everybody to know.
Jay like-
when you look at it, it says, be with Jay.
subliminal message.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
it's just-
yeah,
it's
yeah.
bar talk,
He's
they-
saying
they'll
no,
have some
but
stuff.
he don't really mean it.
I mean,
so.
kind of, no, like, you don't want to just give all the way in, but you want to let them know, this is some hard stuff to swallow.
Right. You want to do the quote for today, man?
No, I want you.
You want me to
Because
do it?
yeah, you
Okay,
kind
okay.
of smooth with it. That last,
Yeah.
you getting donations.
This is
Pragmatic getting donations
this
in the house.
is
Nah.
this is a good quote. Barbara put this together. By the way, Barbara could not be with us tonight.
Make it in the building.
Making in the building, and we wish her Godspeed. So here's the quote.
Mhm.
Everything that doesn't line up with God's vision for our life is subject to change.
Mm.
Sickness, trouble, mediocrity are not permanent. They are only temporary. And we will not be moved by what we see, but by what we know. We are a victor, never a victim. And we will become all God has created us to be through his eyes.
See, that's Pastor Kraft. Like, that's why I push that off of him, because how he delivers. One
Yeah.
of the things I got to give him the man Kraft, he said I do a great job, but I really got to say is when he get in his spiritual mode. That's why we just call him the spiritual man.
Yeah.
You feel it in
Yeah.
your tone and your voice, and you kind of smooth because you soft voice.
Yeah, I
But
appreciate
it come
that, Jay.
across strongly.
Yeah.
So again, reason I refuse is because I say you did a great job, and I knew you would.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
I heard your first one, so I
Yeah.
knew this one's gonna be a great.
Yeah, let me just
See, I
impart-
knew it. Break it down,
I just
Kraft.
gotta impart a little bit, right? Anything that's not that doesn't line up with God's vision for our life is subject to change. Sickness, trouble, mediocrity are not permanent. And folks, if I just have to put an exclamation point on any segment of this show, it would be that phrase right there. That sickness and trouble and mediocrity are not permanent. They are only temporary. And if you get in your mindset, as the Lord said in the Word, He says, this too soon shall pass. See, knowing that you're going to get out of this situation, knowing that you're going to overcome, knowing that the troubles will pass, is almost a way to fortify yourself in the midst of the storm, right? And I really like this portion. It says, we will not be moved by what we see, but by what we know. And what we know is that we serve a God, a good God, who's going to always be there for us, who's going to always lift us up, who's going to always be our bridge over troubled waters. And we have to know that, because if we depend only on what we see confusion, and we see darkness, and we see sadness in our situations and circumstances. But that's where we got to shift our thinking. We got to see what God sees. We got to see what He wants us to see. And what He wants us to see is that we are bigger than our problems. And our problems are never bigger than us. I leave that alone.
Man, you knocked that out the park. I'm gonna leave it alone. Ain't nothing else to say, Kraft.
Yeah.
Jesus, man.
And let me just go in, because we got a couple minutes before we go to break. Barbara also gave me an opportunity to impart on this segment. And here is the quote, what she wrote. What is the meaning of love is patient, love is kind in the Bible? Love is patient and love is kind. What does that mean? And this one is very dear to my heart, and we alluded to it just a moment ago when we talk about there's a lot of negativity in the air, and people are talking about your performance at work, and they're talking about your weight, and they're talking about your house, and they're talking about your kids, and I think, folks, it's time to take a good look at ourselves, because the reality is what you give is what you get, right? And what you see is what you get, right? And so I'm asking everyone to open their eyes a little wider to the truth. And the truth is that every person is just going through something.
Right.
Every person is just trying to do their best, the best that they know how. They may have gifts and talents, and you can see that they have an edge in the world, but they're just not using it.
Right.
Don't condemn them. Don't put them down. Don't push them to the side. This is about understanding. That's why he said love is patient and love is kind, because we need to begin to understand people deeper than the surface of things. And when you do understand people deeper than the surface of things, that's called loving them. right? If you have somebody giving you a bunch of excuses and telling you why they couldn't get it done, there is a time to correct them and get them laser focused on task. But the other side of you has to say, man, they must be going through something really heavy that they couldn't get that done. They must feel real bad that they didn't do a good job on that project. And as we start to empathize with people, it's almost a form of self-forgiveness, really. That's a whole nother topic. But I'm really just talking about forgiving others and expressing empathy. Stop talking about people's negativity, right? Stop saying that you don't understand. Because you do understand, right? And here's the long and short of this topic, that love is patient and love is kindness. That when you understand other people's pains and shortcomings, the Lord has a tendency to understand your pain and shortcomings. And so, that which you give out, you shall receive. And so, what the Lord is attempting to say, loving people with patience is being kind. Loving people with patience is being kind. And I'll leave it at that.
I mean, you think I'm going to top that? I can't.
Yeah, I could spend another hour on that, man. I really
like
there's so many things I'd love to say
I like the
about
analogy.
that. Yeah.
And again, it brings you to the whole back to care.
Back to care, absolutely.
And it's one of the things that I've been pushing for a long time, because everybody's so quick to talk about love. But care is a part of love.
Yes.
So I got to go back to the simple form.
Yeah.
And we got to care more for each other, because we got a lot of dark things that's going on.
Yeah.
I won't name everything in social media today. And that way we don't focus on that.
Yeah.
Just understand it's happening. The attack is upon us.
Right.
We don't need to go back and remember the slavery days. We need to remember that we stood strong through it.
Right.
And we need to stand strong now.
Right.
So why should I have to remind you of anything?
Right.
I'm just asking you, where do you stand?
Right.
That's why we do this show, because we stand strong to support each other and to get a vision. We all have a gift. Let's get to it. Our gift is not to stay silent.
Right.
I'm not saying voice all your opinion. I don't believe freedom of speech. I really don't. Because I believe it's going to take money from you, and it can probably take your freedom if you say the wrong thing to the wrong person.
Right.
So my whole thing, freedom is getting what's in you that God gave you out of you. So since they said free to let your spirit come out.
Yes. Yes.
So live your life what God intended, not just what you want to live it through what man said.
There you go. There you go. And I just want to make a mental note here. Jay and I just had a dialogue about love and caring. And I don't know how many TV shows or radio programs you folks are listening to and watching and participating in, but let me tell you, it doesn't seem like anybody's talking about loving and caring on people. Nobody's talking about nurturing the human spirit. Nobody's talking about forgiveness. Nobody's talking about being patient, except those who are in the Word, who are in religion and spirituality. Hello, man.
When he said
How are
love,
you?
look who walked in.
Hello.
Looking all lovely and
Listen,
fine.
as soon as I talking about love,
Love it,
this
yeah.
beautiful thing came in.
And you know, I'm not gonna hate. I ain't gonna hate or nothing. But you know, TK ain't that far gone, bro.
Yeah. You're always starting something, man. How
I
are you
ain't really
tonight?
started. I just stir stuff up. You know, I'm just saying.
How are you tonight,
I'm
man?
good. How are you?
Good. We got Andrea in the house with us tonight.
Oh, Gabe.
Yeah,
What happened to AP? What happened to AP?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
And then
I
the
forgot
whole
about that.
government.
That's my that's the stage name, Andrea.
oh,
So
yeah.
AP is where we really at.
Yeah, that's what I was like. They be like, who was AP? We know now.
Yeah, we know
Take
now.
the mystery away, bro. We know y'all have side talk.
Yeah, folks, it is time for our first break. So let me go ahead and open the door for the topic for tonight. You want to introduce it, Jay?
Let me jump in on
Yeah,
this one,
please do,
because
Jay.
I want to make sure my guest, AP, I understand what we're talking about.
Okay.
Now again, your best friend needs to crash
Yep.
for the weekend,
Yep.
but you're not going to be home.
Yep.
Okay. However, your bae, your boo, your significant other
Mm-hmm.
is.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to know, is it okay if they stay?
That's fine.
No. Don't answer just yet.
Okay.
I was hoping you just say no, because don't worry, I'll handle that for you. The whole thing is for you guys to be able to have this conversation, because the bottom line is, does it bother you? that your best friend gonna be there with your bae, your boo. And when I say bae is because of the fact you don't always want to classify a person as a girlfriend.
Mhm.
It could be somebody you just with
Yeah.
temporarily because you shacking.
Yeah.
I don't know what your lifestyle is all about. I ain't ripping and I ain't judging. But bae is just that common word that I'm using. And are you cool with
Mhm.
having your boy stay with your girl?
And you ain't there.
And you ain't there. Now,
That
we
could
got
be a
some
problem.
different topics.
Yeah.
You know, we got no, we got hell no, and we got sure, why not? And then, of course, we can if you do 24-hour video chat. I don't know where that came from. That sounds so lame.
my
Anyway,
God.
we're going to dive into this and have a little bit of fun with it
Yeah.
because bottom line is they say, can that be a strong topic? Bottom line is your trust is always going to be on the line.
This is a trust issue.
So I
And,
want to find out how you really feel about the one you with. Yeah, we're going to stir some things up. So if you ain't comfortable with the one you with, Jay about to cause problems tonight.
all right. And folks, we're going to go to break. We'll be right back.
Jay with the smooth sounds of Craft Matic.
That's that new J. Cole, man.
Yeah, but there's gonna be some more lovey-dovey since AP was in the building. But I guess you did that song, so that's, you know, you knew.
AP kind of hard, man. We don't want no soft music around here, right?
She might be hard. She likes
like
soft
J.
music.
Cole.
She likes J. Cole, okay.
She likes some softness, let me tell you. She's still a female player.
Oh, my.
I just want to make sure you stir it up right now. Yeah, make sure the chemistry right, you know what I'm saying? I don't want you to flop out like a dead fish. You know? Flop around, get it. All right, we going back because we got somebody that look like him that's not him
Wow.
on the line. Jamal on the line.
Man, what's happening? What's happening, Atlanta? What's happening? Jay Craft, what it do, boy? Talk, what's happening?
Man, we doing well over here, bruh. Good to hear from you, man. How's life treating you out there?
Man, you know me, I'm on the grind 24/7, man. I do it 25/8 if I can.
Right?
Right now, I'm getting ready to see my boy Bron bring something home.
What?
For real.
Yeah.
Did he say it,
Yeah.
bro? Did he say it? Yes.
Bron finna
Yes,
do it,
Jesus.
hey. But this has been a pleasant day, but it's been a hurtful day for all my light-skinned brothers. All my light-skinned brothers. We've been hurting for the past couple days. The boy T Pusha he done came out with a diss song against Drake that was so disrespectful, all light-skinned dudes got shook. Chris Brown just stopped beating on the females this night after he heard T Pusha come at us light-skinned folks. So, you know what I mean?
Wow.
We feeling it right now. We
Wow, wow. Listen, it's all
I'm
about...
dark skinned, so I ain't mad.
I ain't either.
It's time for y'all to get out the way.
I'm pecan. I don't worry about it. Okay, my brother.
On the street.
I'm gonna have to check that out. I haven't heard that, but I'm going to get it as soon as the show is over with. So what you got for us tonight, big time?
Man, I heard some crazy stuff like, what would you do about if your partner wanted to come around your girl?
Yeah, let me line it up for you just a little bit. It says basically your best friend needs to crash for the weekend, but you're not at home. However,
Okay.
your lady is at home. So what would you do?
Right?
Would you let him
Now,
stay?
here's the thing. I have done this twice
Okay,
in 2 different relationships.
okay,
And both dudes that I did that with, those are my brothers. We don't have the same blood, but those are my motherfucking brothers. I mean, my brothers.
right,
Period.
right.
So I trust them hands down.
Okay,
I legit can go to work, come home for lunch, my woman will be in my bed waiting for me,
right,
and my bros will never go in that room of GP.
okay.
I will say this.
Yes.
If you are not knocking your woman down properly,
You okay?
don't do it.
Don't do
Don't do it. Listen, you gotta have a certain level of confidence, a certain level of swag if you leave your woman around one of your homeboys.
Right, right.
Okay, cornballs. I'm gonna talk to the cornballs for a minute, okay?
Okay.
This is a game that you play when you go to the mall with your woman. Go to the mall, walk around with her, and walk 5-10 feet in front or behind her.
Okay.
Give her some space. Let her walk, let her play on the phone, let her do whatever.
Okay.
And if a dude try to go holler at her, don't get mad. Only cornballs will get mad. No. A true player will let that dude spit his best game in the first minute and a half.
Right.
And if my girl ain't gave him an ugly face, I'm gonna walk up smooth right behind her, smack her with a bow, give her a little kiss on the cheek, mwah. Baby, I'll see you in the store in a minute, okay? And walk right off.
Okay.
Cold blood.
Okay. Now,
Don't no dude shake me.
now listen, and the fact that she haven't gave him the ugly face, does that concern you?
No, because listen, men are dogs, but women can be trained as well if you do it appropriately.
Okay.
And if you show your woman, hey,
You gonna get us
what
in
is you
trouble.
doing?
Yeah.
You should know better. You know you out with me. You better not. I
Right.
wish you would.
Right.
Man, the next time she go out with you, she should already be on the good foot. Like, hey, why you even talking to me? My man went to the bathroom 3 steps ago.
Right.
I don't need to be talking. But that don't happen until you've been put in the ring, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
LeBron can't hit no game-winning shot if he don't practice for it.
Right.
Don't expect your woman to be super faithful and she ain't had no temptation. She a woman. You ain't the only one she looking at. You be a fool to think it.
Yeah, exactly right. And I know you just suggested that you trusted the gentleman, your friends, your type boy. You trusted them. Do you think maybe she had a roaming eye in any of that scenario?
Again, if my woman had a Roman high, first thing first, you not my woman. You put a team.
Right.
It's a difference.
Okay.
If you put a team, I don't care what you do. As long as they don't do it in my bed, that ain't my business.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But if you my woman, I should trust you. I should be able to trust you.
Right.
If you my bruh, not your homie don't count.
Because he don't care,
If
right?
he not your bruh,
Right.
B-R-U-H-A, your bruh,
Right.
you don't do that.
Don't
You know
do
what I'm
it.
saying?
Absolutely.
You gotta be able to trust the person and say, hey, I left 10,000 underneath the bed, I'm locked up, come bond me out, and trust that that person gonna get the money and bond you out.
Right.
If you can't trust them to do that scenario, I can't trust you in my house dolo.
Exactly. And I think that's the critical point in the entire discussion is that you have to. It's like both people, both your lady and your boy, they have to love you,
Right.
and you have to know that they respect you so much that they would not engage in any nonsense when you're not there.
You said a woman said that they wouldn't do it?
No. I'm just suggesting that and I'm kind of losing my train of thought. I really think it's just important that they love and respect you, and if one or the other doesn't fully love or fully respect you, it probably wouldn't be a good idea to do it. It's just gonna get somebody in trouble. Now, see, I'm of the notion. And this is just the way I've been thinking for many years because I've seen a lot in my time, that you put a man and a woman together in a locked space, they're going to start feeling something for each other. And the only variable is that they love their spouse. They love the other person, the other party that we're talking to. If you put them in a room, that it's going to get cozy. No, I don't care how he look, how she look. If you put them in a room, there's going to be a magnetic attraction, and the magnetic attraction will not be honored. It will not be available if they love the husband or if they love the wife. They love the other person in this scenario. But if they don't, or they have a tendency to disrespect, something's going to happen. I also think I'm gonna let you continue. I got plenty of time to do my thing. Go ahead.
Man, wait. What's love got to do with it? Tina Turner said it best. I know married folk that love their spouse and will still cheat on them.
Right.
What?
Right.
Love ain't got that. I can love you, but hey, you just might not be hitting it right this week. What do you want me to tell you?
Ah, okay. So the only caveat is hitting it right?
That would sound
Really?
like a
Again, I'm talking, bro, holla at me now.
I mean-
wish there was a female around so I could run this off.
Oh, we got AP in the building.
Game too free.
Jamal,
But check this out.
Jamal,
Yo.
we got AP in the building. We got a female on the line,
Oh,
please.
I got my goon in the building?
Yes.
Okay. let me holler at you, right? Check this out. Watch this. I just got a feeling that I'm gonna kick some, and all she gonna do is be able to just nod her head. Bone, keep a track of how many times AB nod that head.
I got this.
A woman could, listen, women, don't tell your homegirl about how good your man do it.
That's what's
Right.
Head nod, ding, ding, ding.
That's real.
This about to be a revelation to some women because they just stupid as hell.
That's
They
real.
don't wonder why they
That's
man
real.
cheat.
That's
Listen,
real. I've been
sometimes,
for that.
You got it.
sometimes,
Okay.
Jamal.
all right.
You
look,
go.
listen, oh, my bad.
I mean, you all in another conversation, man. We hearing
for a
something.
second. I'm sorry, y'all. I was really focused.
Yeah.
Listen.
We worldwide.
I say this. Women are messing around and tell their homegirl how good it is. You tell your homegirl how good it is, listen, now you presenting that table for your man to cheat. You made it that way. Now your homegirl looking going down. He bought you flowers. He paid your light bill. Ain't he good with it? Tone too? You came twice?
Right.
Huh. Girl, I'm gonna come over right quick. You forgot something at the store? Yeah, you go pick it up at the store. And showing up that as soon as you go to the store, you go into the other room, watch she throw a pass. Watch her leg hike up a little bit just to get your man's attention. She might not even want your man. She just might be so petty that she want to get back at you for some crap you said 2 weeks ago.
Right.
Listen, women, don't tell your homegirl how good it is.
And fellas, don't tell your homeboy
How good it is.
it is.
Hey, now that's just not realistic. Cause I ain't gonna lie, I done probably told Bone, 1 or 2 stories. You know what I'm saying, when it's between me and him.
8 or 9.
So I ain't gonna lie, I said I ain't gonna lie, I said I ain't done it.
Right.
If it's different for men and women.
Right.
Like I can tell, hey, Bone, Shauna, hey, she threw that hoop and she did nothing. Yeah, bro. And Bone just gonna be, hey, she did it for you. That's what's up, player.
Right.
I might try that move next week with my girl.
Right.
Hey, that's
Right.
educational sharing.
Right.
Okay.
So watch.
I'm not looking. It's different.
So watch this, Jamal.
I'm not gonna compete with Bone.
Right.
I'm not going, oh, she did that to you? Okay, well, I'm going to go ask her if she could do that to me. See, cornball say stuff like that. Y'all remember in middle school, you told your homie, hey, oh, girl said she liked me. And then your dumb friend go, oh, so you like Billy? He told me you like him. Oh, snitch himself. Now she don't want to go to the movies with me no more, because you just had to say something.
Right. So watch this.
That's how that story goes.
So watch this. You're the guy who has to stay for the weekend, right? And
God, sorry for that guy.
Yeah, let's assume you're the guy who has to stay for the weekend, and you don't really know his girl that well, but he trusts you, right? But when you get there, his girl seemed to be walking around ass out a little bit, right?
Oh, I'm going to tell him off the rip. I'm going to pull him to the side. Where you going with that?
Yeah.
Hey, bro, that's your girlfriend? That's your man?
I need your birthday.
Right? Right?
If that's your main, I'm gonna leave it alone.
Okay.
But where is the side?
But if that's your main, I'm gonna leave it alone.
If it's your
If that's
side.
just your shouted it, hey, that she just came by for the weekend,
Right.
hey, Bone,
What's that?
that's not your main? You just regular? Oh, so you ain't gonna mind if I use the other room there, will you, bro?
Right.
No.
You been.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I mean,
And then listen, any one of my friends, they know better. Don't bring your single, non-committed, non-baby mama, pretty girlfriend around. What? You stupid yourself. You did not knock your girl wall out the night before. I am not the friend that you have her introduced to.
Right. Right. Okay. We hear it. We get it. We get it completely. And it is break time. Folks, you can already see.
Jamal.
Yeah, Jamal on one. We are most certainly in the paint right now.
Yeah.
So I need you folks to stay tuned, enjoy this next song. We're gonna be right back with more Bar Talk with Jay right after this.
Again, we got to give y'all a different point of view when it comes to this situation, because again, you got somebody that want to stay with you and you ain't gonna even be there. You gonna leave them with your girl,
Right.
your girl, your boo, your smash, whoever you want to be with, whoever you want to call it.
If it's
Right?
a smash, she could be in trouble. You can't.
Yeah, if it's
Yeah.
a smash, but she might not be.
She might not be.
You gotta remember,
Yeah.
it depends on how you smash.
Right.
You know, 'cause you ain't doing a good job.
Right.
And then your boy come up there with that 12 pack, you know what I'm saying? And you know how your boy do, you know, he know you gone, and he come in with that tank top on, that's you know, that little extra tight,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, showing everything, and she like that
But you as a
hard
female have
body.
to recognize that game.
Well, she recognized, but she know what she like, okay?
Right.
And she know what you didn't put down,
Right.
okay?
Right.
And that package look good.
The package looks
And
good.
you can't
but
be
listen,
mad that she like that package.
No.
Because that package is tightly wrapped.
Right.
Right.
Look
But
good.
see-
And they ain't got them skinny jeans on either. They got them loose jeans. And
There
still
you
see
go.
that
There
impression?
you go.
What?
There you go.
Boy, stop
There
it.
you go.
Yeah. But see,
Ask for it yourself.
if that's my boy, I'm expecting him
That's
to
your
be my
boy.
boy.
But you
Yeah.
got bros,
And
buds,
as your
friends.
boy, it is his obligation to test your relationship to make
Yes.
sure
It's right.
that she is there, that she's 100%
Yeah.
down for you.
So if she ain't, and he's smashing it, I just help
He
you out.
did you a favor.
He may be able to do some discovery, but I better not catch your ass smashing my lady.
Hey, dog.
you supposed to be my boy.
Boy, if
Forget all the rest of that.
If you your boy and he smashing your lady, that wasn't your
That
lady.
wasn't your
Boy,
boy.
your lady to
That wasn't your lady.
That wasn't your boy. Hey, listen, it proves both of them out,
You,
right?
you just got clowned.
Yeah.
Okay? So
Yeah.
guess
No, what I did was
you just lost.
I trusted.
You just lost two.
I trusted.
That's fine.
And that's fine. But the
That's
best
fine.
thing about it,
Well, it could be fine
Well,
because the other half of the equation is I may never know. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yes, you might not- they might not tell.
You may never know.
that's why I got cameras.
Wow.
Cameras throughout.
There's
I
always,
go back
That's where the
there.
option came on.
yeah,
the-
there's
on
always
the-
that factor.
on the question.
And the other half of the equation is that perhaps it happens, but not then, but sometime later on, outside of your influence, outside of your home, because they become friends. You put two people together, you come home late, you out for a couple of days, they watching TV and movies, they talk, they become friends. Next thing you know, she calling them about, you know, how to get a car loan or something like that. And
Oh, this is personal experience.
Yeah. Carlo.
Search yourself
Yeah, if y'all didn't catch, he sells cars.
That's just all I was thinking about.
We
You know
caught
what
that
I'm
one.
saying? Yeah, you know, she might have a rodent in the house. Maybe a lizard came in the house.
said a rodent.
And she needs somebody to come and get the lizard out, you know. And so she just called me because she know I live like 3 blocks
Okay,
away.
Geico.
Right.
I can make a great
Right.
the great savings.
Yeah, I just wouldn't expect my boy to do me like that. Now, let's just switch it up a little bit. You know, we're gonna get a chance to go hard in the paint on this subject, and I got a few switch ups, but it may not always be your lady that could be in trouble. It could be your sister, it could be your mama, it could be your auntie, it could be someone else in the house. You come and hang out for the weekend, and you know, mama walking around with her nightgown on, right? And she don't owe you nothing, you know what I mean? She
What the
don't
hell
have
you
to
mean
be.
she owe me nothing? Man, you ain't met my mama, man.
Your mama don't owe you nothing.
What you mean she owe me?
She
My mama owes
She burnt you.
She
Yeah.
burnt me, but hold on, play.
Right, now that's what I want. I want to get it heated up in here a little
You
bit.
ain't gonna get
right?
it heated. I'm gonna tell you right now, play.
Listen,
First of all,
yeah,
and I know everybody might not see things like I do.
Okay.
This is my own personal.
okay,
Because my mama here with me.
right,
Alright? One thing I can tell you from a woman that I call Superwoman,
okay,
she got everything that Superman got without that kryptonite.
absolutely,
Because I don't see a weakness for her.
right,
So a person approaching my mama
yeah,
is something I don't think about.
right,
Okay?
right,
Because she taught me game
right,
from a woman's point of view early on.
yeah,
So for approaching a man or boy approaching my mama,
yeah,
I'm
Yeah.
telling you all day long.
yeah,
One, you better come correct.
yeah,
Because what you're dealing with is a person that's more knowledgeable than me.
okay,
So to me, I'm not protecting her.
yeah,
I'm protecting her in that aspect of don't ever mess with her in a way that I'm gonna deal with you.
okay,
Because I'm gonna deal with you.
okay,
Mhm.
okay.
But I'm gonna tell you all day long, if you step to her in any kind of fashion that's just what you want, come the right way. Because
Right.
the one thing I'll
Come
tell
the
you
right
all
way.
day long,
Yeah.
it's all about respect in my home.
Yeah.
Come the wrong way, I promise you, that's the one time I'm gonna be out of my element.
You're gonna get dealt with.
And I'm gonna tell you all day long.
Right.
I don't always do things the correct way. Okay? And I'm gonna just say it the best way I can say it when it comes to you disrespecting a person I love dearly.
Absolutely. And
Those
again,
are
this
the ones
is
I would tell
supposed
you.
to be your boy. You know
My
what I mean?
mama, my sister, my deepest, closest people, even you. Certain people do not cross in a way that
Absolutely.
I'm gonna have to deal with outside my element.
Right.
My whole thing is I don't treat people bad ever.
Right.
We might not have eye to eye.
Right.
We can go our own way.
Right.
But to disrespect and do things other than, I don't understand.
Yeah,
Like if
and
you
I'm-
invite me, my whole thing is, until you give me a green light, ain't no touching, period.
Right.
All right?
Right.
But you tell me that ain't your girl, man, I just picked her up. You set me up. Cause you know I'm spinning the nut, and you know I ain't with nobody.
But that's your boy.
You just gave me the green light. When you
So-
told me, I just picked her up, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm about to roll.
Yeah.
Hey, check it out. This is gonna be in my room.
Yeah.
Now, when you say something like that, bro, I'm taking the shirt off. You know, make sure the hair is slicked
Right.
back. Romeo, Juliet. I'm just trying to find out what it could be because you gave me a green light.
Yeah.
You
Now,
tell
but-
me
but listen.
that's your girl.
Okay, but watch this. But watch this. So now we've seen many accounts, especially when I was in college. I would always go home with my partners. They would always have, you know, family cookouts while we were there, and the aunties and the sisters and the cousins. It was all fine, right? But and only when I was getting attention would I give attention, right? So it was like the door had to be open for me to show some, you know, some type of affection. But I was always very concerned that my boy would get tender about me touching on his sister or touching on his cousin, and you have to be mindful of that, right?
Right.
You have to be mindful of that.
But
That,
I
hey,
think
you know,
permission-
there was some of my partner was like, "Hey man, that's my sister." Nah, she
Right.
off limits. She off limits. Don't mess with
And I
her sister.
respect that.
But her sister was giving me lots of game. You know what I mean? But I respected her, and I didn't, you know, and I didn't
because
touch.
you want to save that relationship because you already see to me the negative that can come from it.
Absolutely.
To me, you got to recognize what goes on.
Absolutely.
If a person is uncomfortable, even if they tell you, yeah, I guess so, that mean no to me.
Right.
All right. That
That means no. That's
I
exactly
don't really just want to say no, so I say sure, whatever. But you already should know. I mean, that's my sister. I don't want you. You've been with a bunch of people.
Yeah,
You
so-
nasty.
and
Why
basically-
do that to my family? So to me, out of
But
respect.
basically, what you saying is you ain't good enough.
I
be with
mean,
my
to me,
sister.
it's not
No,
always
it's
about
not
good
even
enough.
about that. But if your boy know you just out here sport fucking,
Yeah,
he don't want you. He don't
Not
want
with his
his
family.
sister
That's
being
exactly
another
right.
notch on your belt. You
And
gonna
she
take
will
it
be.
someplace else,
Right. Right.
And to me, back away and realize if you got a bunch of notches,
Right.
you ain't achieving a whole lot.
You ain't achieving nothing really.
What you think you have.
Self-satisfaction.
That's all that is.
Yeah.
And guess what? Some people need that to build themselves up.
Yeah.
Guess what? I'm not taking that from you.
Right.
But when you starting to get people that's close to you involved,
Yeah.
they're gonna deal with you in a different way. Like I told you, how you approach my mother, my sister, and certain people.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna come at you in a different type of way because that notch on your belt, you're about to lose your belt, player.
Right.
So
You about to lose your belt. That's
so you
exactly
might
right.
want to recognize all them notches led up to a hardship
Right.
because I'm gonna take your belt.
Mhm.
Because see, my glory ain't yours.
Mhm.
And when you start messing with mine, guess what? I know about yours.
Right.
So that's that evilness that can come out of a person. I know you quite well. So hurting you is real easy.
Yeah, that's
My
just-
thing
that's
is, I don't care for that.
Yeah.
So stay away from that. Do you? Because I ain't never judged you. You
Yeah.
nasty.
Yeah.
Why bring it in my family? Because then I gotta hear my mama and my sister talk about you. Come on,
Right.
kick that out.
Yeah, it's rules to the game.
That's nasty.
Yeah.
But you didn't want to do it anyway, because this is to say I got her too. Okay, now you was never a friend in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't understand rules and you want to test me. Oh, that like I told Phil, I can downgrade you quick.
Mm-hmm.
We can take you right on to that garage and beat you silly.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
And then I'm gonna feel better. Is it nice? Is it right? And sometimes you just don't care. Some folks gotta be shown and told it. That ain't his name, but that's what he gonna be tonight.
Right.
I'm just saying, we gotta watch what we do.
We
And
gotta
we
watch
always
what we do.
gotta be respectful.
Yeah.
Have conversation. Because again, I have people over all the time. I would quickly say, if it was my woman, a person that's near dear to me, I don't want to put her in arm's way. And again, he's my boy. So my boy automatically say, if you ain't gonna be there, I don't want to be there. That's
There
number
you
one
go.
to me.
There you go.
I will let you know, I will never leave you hanging, but I'm not gonna be in town that week.
Right.
My girl's gonna be at my house.
Right.
So to me, I would let them know my girl gonna be at my house.
Right.
I would open it up to hear what my boy got to say, because my boy would say, well, I'm gonna try somewhere else. Because I want my boy to know, I'm never gonna turn my back on you. But the bottom line, I'm not gonna be there.
Right.
I just want to hear his response.
Yeah.
As in, oh, well, bro, you ain't gonna
Oh,
be
yeah,
there?
yeah. Oh,
Man,
yeah.
don't worry about it. I got
yeah.
you. My whole thing is, do I need to help you wherever you want to go? Because the bottom line, I got you.
Right.
But when I hear, well, dog, can I stay here anyway? Now, see, at this point, I'm questioning
Now you gotta question his motives.
why you want to be there anyway.
Right.
When I clearly just stated to you, I'm not going to be there, and we boys.
Right.
Now, when you tell me something like, I have nowhere else to go, this would have got to be. Before this conversation go any further, hold up, and I'm going to get with my girl.
Okay.
Because at this point, I got to make sure she's comfortable.
Right.
Now, when I got everybody comfortable, I don't need to be video chatting. I don't got to stay on top of anything.
Right.
Because at this point, game recognized game.
Mhm.
And if you want to betray me, you're going to betray me anyway.
Right.
Exactly.
But it's all clear.
Right.
What's not clear is when you don't specify.
Mhm.
I opened the door up when I asked you, hey, I'm not going to be there.
Right.
I just want to hear the response. Well, dog, I'm in a situation, I ain't got nowhere else to go. Now, at this point, before I make you feel like I'm going to put myself vulnerable, let me get with my girl.
Right.
Letting him know she's important to me.
Right.
I'm telling you, I'm going to do this after I make sure she's comfortable.
Right.
If you don't know she's important to me when I do that,
Right.
you don't mean nothing to me. You
Right.
ain't my brother. You can be my blood.
Yeah.
I would turn on blood like I would turn on anything else.
Absolutely.
Because I don't know who all for me.
Right.
My own blood can forsake me.
Right.
Don't ever get it twisted. You better watch what happened with Jesus.
Right.
Okay? That walk is a walk that's commonly done.
Right.
My whole thing is watch people's reaction.
Absolutely. And
People show themselves better than they tell.
yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, and you know, she's probably, I would think, she would probably align with you. She was like, baby, you know, if you cool with it, baby, I got your back, you know?
And she gonna have my back. And she gonna keep herself in a good place. No
Right.
matter if he come out, gym shorts on, tight shirt.
She gonna keep herself in a
No,
good
she can
place.
feel
I
fine.
like
Be
that.
like, why your boy walking around like that? Because she let me know he's inappropriate.
Yes,
On her own.
right.
That's when you know you got somebody that's really down.
That's when you
Compared
know.
to,
Yeah.
oh, girl, he over here looking real. And then he left me with him, so he must want me. I'm talking about he tight.
Yeah.
I'm talking about 6-pack. He talking about he make about 6 figures, you know what I'm saying? And he lost his job last week, you know what I'm saying? Somebody gotta help pay the bills, so maybe if I, that's where
Ooh, that's so
negativity can go so backwards.
Yeah.
And then they gonna look at you like, well, you said it is.
wrong. Yeah.
If you wasn't close to me, I would say 9 times out of 10 I set you up.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, if you just a person that I don't really claim,
Right.
it's free reign. If I say I do not want to be in a monogamous relationship, okay,
Okay.
and we date, and my boy come over and my boy like you and y'all do something, you ain't gonna do it in my bedroom. I'm gonna tell you that now. You ain't even probably do it in my home. You can go somewhere else. But the bottom line is, I can't dictate when I clearly did not involve myself in a monogamous relationship. I can't stop my boy from hollering or anybody else. So you gotta understand the arena in which you put yourself in. And I really like to say people don't, because if you hit it long enough, oh, we just in one. Well, I'm constantly saying we're not, but then I'm starting to show you that, oh, you can't do this and you can't do that, then you just playing a game that don't make no sense. Your rules is not gonna be obeyed. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Either you gonna be all in or you all out.
Right.
Right.
And that's what's being played today. I've been out just because I have another mission I gotta play on.
Right.
And a lot of people be like, well, you need to be this way. Don't play me and tell me what I need to do. Because one thing I can tell you, I've been married, I've been in a monogamous relationship, and I've been doing a lot of different things. But one thing I'm not going to do is be miserable for a person ever again in my life.
Right.
But what I can tell you, why I brung on misery is because of my bad decisions. I ain't going to blame no one else. Because if I don't take responsibility for my own damn actions, I'm going to repeat them.
There you go.
So
There you go.
that's life, and I'm not tripping about who comes, who don't come.
Yeah.
Take your time and realize.
Yeah, and I oftentimes like to just make reference to the relevance of this discussion. For years, we have all known families and people to, she has sex with his brother, and somebody has sex with the neighbor's wife. These are people these are people who are in your lives, and so it's happening. It's very real. There are people who put their trust in other people, and they get failed. They become victims of their trust in those folks. And so that brings up the question, like, I guess are people weak-minded now? Are people just so surface that they don't have the ability to have an in-depth relationship and do the right thing for the right reasons? Are we losing that in our world? Are we losing trust in our world where there's so few people that we would ever even put in our household in this situation? Or what's going on?
Go ahead.
I think that I think that in today's society we have gotten way too polite in order to, or we're very scared to offend people.
Yes.
And fortunately, I'm not one of those individuals.
We can tell. Just saying.
Because one thing that I think comes with just personal maturity is just understanding that my feelings are my own and your feelings are your own.
Right.
And just like I can't tell you how to feel, you can't tell me how to feel. Because my feelings are that they are mine.
Right.
And so if I just finished having a conversation with a mentee of mine where she had this epiphany. She was like, you know what? I'm working on saying no and not explaining why I said no. And I said, oh, you working on it? Because it's very simple. You just say no.
Hold on, but why she want to say
You just say no.
If she want to say yes all the time. Can she be invited? I mean, cause
she's scared to offend.
She's scared to
I don't want her to offend either.
Yeah.
If she giving it up like that, player, that's just like.
Yeah.
Well, no,
Sound like she's a good girl.
And that translates into your professional arena. And
Absolutely.
Okay. I thought it was just
like if she has
this
people
relationship
reporting
here.
to her, I get that. But even in that situation,
She still says yes to
if
everything.
you're in a relationship, if you ask me a question and I say no, I mean, yeah, you can ask me why, but I'm not gonna feel the need to just come out
Justify
and
it.
explain and justify my answer.
No,
No,
it's
is
no.
no.
And
Or
listen-
my feelings are my feelings.
Yeah, and it's break time, but that's a great point to make because you really don't want to tell your boy no. You really don't want to tell your girl no.
I have no problem saying no.
And you know, but there are a lot of people who end up in that situation because they are afraid to offend. And I think that's a great point to make during this
You
show.
can't offend if you can't feel free enough to offend the person who you are actively in a relationship with, what you doing?
Well, I know, but if
That's
here's a scenario.
really.
If you my boy, or if I'm your boy, and I'm telling you I need a place to stay, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't sweating your lady and none of that. Just hold me down for about 3 days until my next check come or until this door opens or whatever the case may be. That there are people who would not say no because they just think they don't want to offend. Because if they offend, the boy's like, oh damn, I thought we was tighter than that. Is that how it is?
Yeah,
You like that? What you think I'm gonna come in there and mess with your lady? That's what you're thinking, right?
I don't need you to hypothesize what I'm thinking. You should know the answer is no.
I'm asking you. Why ain't you telling me? Like, is that we have a problem or something?
There is
Did I
no
do something
problem.
wrong to
You
you?
getting ready to have a problem.
We solve problems.
Yeah, and we're gonna go outside and talk.
Yeah, we
because,
solve problems, but I thought we were tighter than that. That's cool,
most
man.
males are territorial. So the bottom line is, you got to remember, I might be cool with you, and my domains is open to you because
Right.
we're blood. We got love for each other.
Right.
But I also have a significant other. Now, when I have a significant other
There
of
are
a person of
boundaries.
importance, that boundary is where I have to tell you, hold on, let me get with her. Now, to me, that's the respect level of letting you know I'm not turning back on you. But if that makes her uncomfortable, I cannot put her in that state and think that I ain't gonna have problems later. Because when you come and you stay and you go, my household is disrupted. Okay? So now I'm miserable because I had foresight for you. You done stayed your 3 days, you got your life back on.
Right. Right.
You gone.
Check the case.
Right.
So guess
Right.
what? All I hear is, so who coming next?
Right.
So I guess when the next one come, if he what, homeless too? Because I seen a homeless man
I see
last
my
week.
homeless friends
So,
you got, right?
So it becomes where
Yeah,
you're
see.
always being challenged off scene from a kind act.
Right.
That's why a lot of time good guys come in last because again, you're not being more upfront. And I like to say we have to make more of a harder stance because
that's right.
we are
That's
not
right.
trying to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
We're not trying to be played. But the bottom line, we do care.
Right.
So
Right.
that's why I feel like
And that's the point to make during discussion. I think that's
but
a
that's
good
why
point to
both
make.
people need to weigh it and stop judging. If you hear me say, "Let me get with her," and then I tell you she's on, then that answer should weigh heavy on you.
Right.
If that person care about you
There you go.
and they care about you, I would automatically say, "Hey, you know something? Sorry for even asking." At that point,
Right.
you regain everything
And
and
then-
everything stays
That's
good.
exactly right.
But people don't know how to regain because they hate rejection.
Right.
We'll talk about that, and that's why we have problems.
Okay. Okay.
Alright.
I love it. I love it.
We're gonna come back with this, and after this, we got Jeffrey coming up next, and we hope you had a good day because we're going hard in the paint.
Ooh, and we'll be right back right after this song.
What we do, but I tell y'all what, now y'all need to get scared because we do not know what kind of day my man Jeffrey had.
Yeah.
So, no further ado, Jeffrey, how was your day?
Brother Jay, what's going on with you?
I don't know, I'm scared. We are in the paint tonight, Jeffrey, man, but how you doing, man?
Hanging in there, Brother Kraft, how you doing?
Hey man, I'm doing well. I'm doing well, man. Always looking forward to your segment, man.
Hey, hold on, Jeffrey, we have AP in the building. We have a
Yes.
female in the building,
Yes.
looking good, nice, with ain't no beads on. Yes.
Stop it, Jay.
Why?
No.
Somebody gotta say something.
Well, Brother Jay, Brother Kraft, and the guest there, you know, I'm hoping that y'all sitting down, y'all ready, because it's been a long day today.
Uh-huh.
So y'all know how it get when it's a long day in the life of Jeffrey. So
Yes.
we're going to get this thing cranking. I'm glad y'all ready to do this, and you know what time it is.
Yes, sir. Let's get
It
it.
is time for you to close your mouth and listen. You ask me some questions, I give you some answers from a man's point of view. Now, I got one reason for the habitually single woman, and one reason for the habitually single man as to why they might be single. But before we get to that, here is my disclaimer. Now, what we're going to talk about might not apply to you, and if it doesn't apply to you, I don't want you to put your foot up in this shoe. But if it does apply to you, I want you to put both feet in both shoes and walk around in them, because you're going to learn something tonight. Now, ladies, you go first.
All right.
Now, ladies, some of y'all asses might be single because y'all straight crazy. I mean, crazy as hell. I mean, your man can send you flowers and you start asking him questions like what you done did. I know you up to something. You can't be sending me flowers just because you love me. You done did something, fool. Crazy. I mean, your man could actually have your best intentions at heart and wants to do something good for you. You question everything because you're thinking he's doing something wrong. Crazy. Your man could come home from work early and cook for you. Lay everything out, get ready to wind down and romance you. He'll put some sweat equity into it, trying to put them loving on them thighs and everything, and you could then get an attitude with him like, what you done did? Crazy. Ladies, I need y'all to understand something.
Right.
There's only so much crazy you want to put up with. Now, there's this saying that, you know, the craziest women got the best kittens.
Yes.
Cookies,
Yeah.
all that stuff. You know, I've heard all that stuff before. I'm going to tell you the truth. That only goes so far.
Right.
Because after those 2-3 hours of, you know, that crazy lovemaking we making, what about the other 22 to 23 hours we got to deal with your crazy ass? It's not a fair trade-off.
Right.
So what I want you to understand, ladies, is if you don't have some balance to that crazy, if you don't have some balance to what you bring to the table, we're not going to deal with it much longer, because that same cookie is tastier and it treats us better in those other hours when we're not diving off deep in the kitty. So ladies, failure to recognize that crazy is not always a good look. It's probably the reason your ass is single.
Ooh, and probably gonna stay single.
Long time.
I'm of the notion, you know, you can't fix ugly, right? you can, you know, if they have it said, or you can't fix that, but you also can't fix crazy. That's one of those things that, you know, if they're crazy, it's gonna be hard for them to balance it, and it just ain't gonna work. And I know, we all know people who have been in relationships with crazy women. And it puts them through so much. I just remember when my frat brother came to my house one day, and he asked for a beer, and he was kind of shaking, you know, he was kind of nervous and upset, and it's because he had one of the crazy ones,
Right.
and she was getting on his last nerve, and he just couldn't get over it, man. So you can't fix crazy, man. I don't know what else you can say about that.
I say all day long, you can't ever fix crazy, but you can have some small things, like when you meet somebody and you talk to them, and they tell you they take bipolar medicine. I'm just saying, at that point,
Yeah.
people can say, when you've been diagnosed bipolar, and you get mad because she flip out, because you don't know what bipolar is.
Right, you didn't research.
It's not about what you call somebody bipolar. Because we do diagnose. We know we folks that think we doctors. Okay.
Right.
I got a doctor in the building, and to be diagnosed
Yeah.
bipolar, you really have to be with a person that actually knows all the symptoms.
Yeah.
We say because you jump around, you might be bipolar. We need to stop that, because there's some people that actually are diagnosed. And when they tell you they are diagnosed and take medicine for it, and then you wonder why they flip out when they ain't had their meds, it's your fault.
Listen, and crazy ain't got to be bipolar. Crazy might be selfish. Crazy might
Well,
be.
that can be.
Yeah, crazy.
I'm talking about real crazy. I'm
Yeah.
talking about that crazy.
Yeah.
So you don't understand it when they got them other heads and other things going on. But I understand you're crazy because I dealt with them too.
Yeah.
Now them, you gotta pay more attention to them, and they start showing them crazy ways now.
They're red flags.
Yes,
They are definitely
When you
red
start
flags,
talking
yeah.
about other things, they be like, why you bring them? And the mood and the intensity.
Don't do
you be
that.
like, you better recognize.
Brother Jay, Brother Kraft,
Yes,
Brother
sir.
Jay, Brother Kraft.
Yeah.
Before we get to the men, I just want to point out something I just read. It said all women are bi. And I believe this. All women are bi. It's just a matter of them being bipolar or bisexual. It's up to you to find out which one it is.
Hey, well, listen, listen, does that mean they are always one or the other?
It's one or the other. It's one or the other.
Which one you gonna bring out?
If they're not
Find out which one it
bipolar,
is.
yeah, if they're not bipolar, they just probably bisexual.
Hey, can you bring out the best in them?
I like this. Listen, just like you said, a doctor, that makes the assessment pretty easy.
Hey, I'm telling you right now, I think I need my doctor.
All right, go ahead, Brother Jeff. It's on you, man.
All right, fellas. Don't think I'm letting y'all off the hook. Fellas, you are next.
Okay.
Now, fellas, some of y'all asses might be single because you deranged. Fellas, I need you to understand something. Your woman could be holding you down. She could be there for you, man. I mean, you see her talking to a dude. You go like, who the hell is this? And it's a damn brother.
Right.
Deranged. Or you go pick her up and you say, who the hell is that person right there saying, bless you? That's the pastor. Deranged.
Right?
I mean, you just chilling, you know, and you see her wave at some dude, and she just waves him. You're like, who the hell is that? It's the mailman.
Right.
Deranged.
Right.
Fellas, what I need you to understand, fellas, is it ain't a good look to always question everything that your woman does when it comes to another man. Now, of course, you should be aware. Don't get it twisted. You should be aware.
Right.
At the same time, if your woman is riding with you, if your woman is holding it down with you, the only person that can mess that up is you. Most women are capable of a singular focus. I want to put it like this. Beyonce got with Jay-Z, and Jay-Z's reputation wasn't the best reputation out there when it came to how he treated women. There's a video of him smacking a woman that he didn't even know. There was all these misogynistic songs that he wrote that, you know, just disparaged women left and right, objectified them. Beyonce got this dude
and held it down and refined it and polished him up.
Mm-hmm.
How would Jay-Z look if he started to question this stage performance Beyonce's doing with this background dancer?
Right.
He looked like a deranged man.
Right.
Because she's shown nothing but loyalty to him. Nothing but loyalty. So, fellas, I need you to understand something. Yes, you should be aware, but there's a difference between being deranged with it. Deranged with it will keep your ass single. Deranged with it will cause a good woman to leave your ass. Deranged with it will cost you more than will ever gain you, because yes, some women want to know that you covet them, and yes, they want to know you're a little bit jealous. They don't want a crazy dude.
Right.
Because crazy and deranged can't be fixed. And if you deranged, well, that's probably why that woman left your ass single.
Yeah.
Ain't got a restraining order.
What?
Ain't got a
Wait.
restraining
I
order.
have filed my share.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
Lord, you did it like that, girl.
Okay.
We got some
Okay.
sidebars with AP.
I
We
need
got
1,000
After
feet.
Dark with
I need
AP.
1,000 feet, sir. Thank
See
you.
what I'm talking about?
Listen,
She done did some things to some folks.
I
I'm
need
just trying to say she ain't estranged.
Yeah. Just like crazy, deranged cannot be fixed.
Okay.
And it sounded to me, what kept coming to the forefront of my mind as he was doing his dialogue is that it's just an insecure person, right? The person is just insecure, and it may not have nothing to do with, their significant other or their spouse. They're just insecure, and because they are insecure, they keep getting on the other person's nerves.
Mm-hmm.
They keep bringing up stuff and suggesting stuff, and maybe trying to make the other person feel bad. Just ain't got no room for none of that, man.
I'm gonna tell you right now, some of the things I've noticed in the past, and it's not for me to throw salt at anybody, but talking about relationships all the time. One of the things I noticed, some people can't get past their past.
They can't get
This is
past
true.
They
their past.
can't get
This
past
is very
their
true.
past. So
Yes.
their insecurities because of things that was done to them.
Right.
Now the person that you with is not showing you that.
Right.
Now one of the things I love to tell you is that I do in the upfront is I really don't want to know all about what you've been through.
I don't want to know
Because
about
my whole thing is, I'm not gonna treat you how that person did you anyway. So I really don't care to know, because you can give me a roadmap to treat you good,
it. Right.
and you will never know me. And that's why people say people change, because you showed me what to do to get you, and I did that. And you happy, and you riding this cloud, and that person ain't me.
Right.
So now I'm gonna show you me. Now all of a sudden I change. So how about this? Let's not play that game.
Right.
I believe in changing game, because game wasn't meant to be done that way.
Yeah.
I don't care to
Right.
hear about your ex and what he did to you. And whatever that was, all I can tell you is you ain't with him now.
Right.
So I care
Right.
less about what was done because it didn't work.
Yeah.
I don't need to know what didn't work.
Right.
I need to know that you learned from it. And can you show me something other than what was done?
Right.
Right.
And
Because that was for him. I need to know what you can do for me, as in for us to grow
right.
as a couple, regardless if we're going to be long term or short term. But I don't need to be hearing about somebody else,
Right.
because he did this and he did that, because he need to come back in your dang on life.
Right. See,
Because this one don't need to be reminded
Right.
what another one did,
Right.
when I'm trying to show you what I am about.
Right.
That's
See,
disrespect.
he, when he was late, he was out cheating. When I'm late, I just work late, baby. Right? And
But I don't know the
but-
difference.
Right. but again, she deranged, so and none of that's going. He's deranged or she's deranged. None of that's going to matter.
No, they
be
can make you
insecure.
deranged. When you start
Oh, yeah.
talking back to them with the same nonsense they were talking, you're going to take that same nonsense into the next relationship. So guess what? Two deranged people stay together. Y'all keep y'all crazy behinds together. I done dated some of y'all, and y'all done messed me up.
Wowzers.
I'm just playing.
Yeah.
Bottom line is, seek counseling, charter.
Yeah.
Don't go to liquor, alcohol, or any kind of drugs.
Right.
Find help and realize it can be a better life. You do not have to live miserable. Everybody's not going to treat you bad, but you will attract what your aura is, because that's what you grounded with.
Yeah.
You have to change your mental state.
There you
That's
go.
why I say counseling, because it's hard to change your mental when you're that far down.
There you go.
All right, Jeffrey, what you got for the wrap up of the booth?
Oh man, I want everybody to understand something now. You can be crazy and you can be deranged all you want to, and I just want to go exactly off what Brother Jay said and Brother Kraft said. Listen, crazy and deranged ain't cute. We ain't got no time for that foolishness no more. The stigma of going to see a doctor or a clinical psychologist or psychiatrist or anything like that for your mental wealth, that stigma is done. Go ahead and invest in it. Go ahead, if you need to see a relationship coach, you do that. If you need some serious help, you get that stuff and get yourself balanced. Because once you're balanced, what you will understand is that you no longer pull someone that's crazy or deranged to you.
Right.
You pull someone to you that will balance the energy that you are putting out. That's the only way that you're going to get a better relationship. Build something inside of you or repair something inside of you so that you pull the right person with you or to you with that bridge of energy that you create. I need our men and our women to understand there is no more room for broken people. No more room for that. There's no stigma behind going to see someone to make yourself a better and more healthier when it comes to your mental health.
Right.
So make sure you invest in yourself that way. Once we do that, we begin to build our communities.
Yes.
When we build our communities, our children have a place to live and thrive and to build upon and continue to grow on. And once our children get that message, man, the next generation after them will be even more powerful and even more dynamic. And that's all I got.
And that is a drop the mic point.
And when
For
I say drop the mic,
For sure.
there is a business card I have. It's called Ask Jay He Knows Life Coach.
Right.
So I don't know how much I can help you because I'm about to toe up myself. The best thing about a life coach is one of the things that I use is my life to use it in a positive form. But the one thing I tell you, if you ever call me about problems, I don't ever feel like I can solve anything. The number one thing is I hear what you got to say and I'll give it back to you in a way that you can reflect off of what you went through. I really feel like that's the best help because I don't believe somebody can just fix you.
Right.
I believe you can fix yourself because God is already within you.
Yeah.
I need to make sure He hear you so you can understand you.
Right.
Instead of saying somebody else can do better for you. The best person to fix you is you.
Yeah.
And with that understanding of what's that spiritualness that I know Kraft knows as well as I do, what's inside of you.
Yeah.
And can you let that shine compared to what you've been taught?
There you go.
Because we've been taught by man.
Yeah, I love this point so much because we've said it over and over and over again. Every other show we're saying you shouldn't go from one relationship to another until you get some healing.
Right.
But nobody's healing.
But they're carrying.
Right? They're carrying stuff from one relationship to another. Nobody's healing. And Jeffrey is saying, be willing to get help. If you know you're hurting, if you know you can't stop thinking about what happened, if you feel disappointed or sad or you're going through depression, get help. Right? There's no room for broken people. I love that. And invest in yourself. Powerful words, Jeffrey. Powerful words, man. Let me just take a moment and ask you about our topic for tonight. And so,
Hey, Brother Kraft.
yes, sir.
Hell no, is my answer. Hell no, you can kill your ass somewhere else. Boy, man, look, I had to walk outside because I knew you were going to bring the topic up. I want everybody to understand something. Hell no. And my woman better not open that goddamn door either. Look at here. I got one best friend. My best friend in the whole world. He's been my best friend for 40-something years. How about this? Even he know better than to ask me, Lord, if he go buy wine. Hell no. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Brother Kraft. I'm sorry.
No, we don't got to ask you. We good.
I think your answer was A, no.
No, answer was B. It was B on the list. B.
Right.
And I agree with you totally, Jeffrey. B.
Yeah.
B all day long. We ain't A on top just with no.
Yeah.
We with the hell to no.
So Jeffrey, just we got a moment or two. So if the person was your brother, your cousin, your nephew, but they grown, you still feel the same way?
Now, family's different. See, now, any of my brothers, I'm not worried about nothing like that. I got a couple of nephews that are really close to me in age. I ain't worried about stuff like that. When it's family's family, because, my wife is part of the family now, so they don't know her.
Right.
So there's a trust factor. Now, I've heard some stuff about the Jackson family that seems, to kind of debunk what I'm saying. That's not to speak ill of the Jackson family. I'm just using that to say that you never know. Sometimes even your family,
Even
you can't trust them.
Yeah.
However, I believe that my family bond is strong enough that nobody in my family would cross that threshold and do something disrespectful to my wife
Right.
in my house.
Right.
Just ain't gonna happen. Now everybody else, hell no. You better sit your ass down somewhere. Brother, I'll tell you what, just drive around Atlanta, just go to a mall around Atlanta somewhere and hang out. I'll let you know when I'm on.
Right.
I'll call you when I'm on my way. How about that?
Right.
Hey, that right there, I totally agree with.
I totally agree.
I always feel like don't put yourself out there just to be putting yourself, just to show that, again, I'm not jealous and I'm not this certain way. I still say you get an opportunity and you open the door to something that you really don't recognize. I mean, it's not about just being in Atlanta. It's just about taking care of yourself in a way that I'm a protector.
Right.
I'm not putting nobody in harm's way ever if I can control it.
Right.
You're opening a whole lot of doors that you might not be able to control. And to me, a woman has to feel secure.
Yeah.
So you allow everybody to come up in? So he homeless today and your boy homeless tomorrow. So what about me? And a lot of times you get so caring
Yeah.
for people that you forget about your significant other. And that's why I said conversation always should be had.
There you go.
Not to say turn your back on.
Right.
I'm just saying if she's not feeling comfortable, take heed to how she feels.
Yeah.
We're making decisions because you're making decisions, a man, as a head.
Right.
When you start not asking, it start being disrespectful.
Right.
That
Yeah.
comes back on you in a negative way, and I don't want that to happen to anyone because, again, it started off good.
Yeah.
She was like, me, you know something? You helped out your cousin. You helped out so many different people. Baby, you just a wonderful person. So then you get a big head. So now, oh yeah, dog, my wife don't care. She's like, my cousin, yeah, man, you be here. And to her, she's like, that was family. Now it's your boy.
Right.
You know, he come over here
There you
stinking.
go.
You know, that one gold tooth that's rotten.
Yeah.
Talking about, hey, way
Hey,
bye.
listen.
You know, it can get negative quick if you don't catch it.
There you go.
Where it is.
Listen, Brother Jeffrey, we always appreciate you participating in our show.
we
Any
do.
parting words for us tonight, sir?
Oh man, listen, I want everybody to understand something. I'm not saying that, the other men aren't trustworthy. I'm just saying, hell no, you can't go over while I ain't there. You never at that point. You don't go over to my house. I got a rule. I don't care how cool we are. I ain't calling no man's wife after 7:30. I ain't doing it.
Right.
Because that's just something you just don't do, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Now, I will call the husband, because if I'm cool with the wife, I got to be cool enough with the husband to where I can call the household directly and speak to him first.
Right.
That's just how I conduct myself. Just because there's a certain amount of respect that marriage and that household deserves, a certain reverence that they are entitled to. And I'm going to give it at the same time. I respect it and I expect it. So that's all my final thoughts are. Hell no. You better recognize, and I'm going to give you that type of treatment in your space. You better recognize that treatment in my space. That's
Yes, sir.
And I'm
All
going to tell
right.
you, he hit on a great point.
A great point.
I do this all the time. If there's a question I need to ask one of my brother's wives,
Right.
I call my brother.
Right.
That's my brother.
That's your brother.
Now, I have his wife number because we family.
Right.
But I call my brother.
Right.
Now,
That's
my
correct.
brother would be like, well, why you didn't just call my wife? Oh, I can call her all day long.
Right.
But again, I'm asking you, can you ask her about this event that we're doing? And you can pass this on to so and so that I need to get done. But it's the bottom line, it's respect.
It's
because
respect.
I can call all day long. But I want to make sure you understand what I'm calling for. There's no confusion.
Right.
If I'm sitting in shows, I'm doing different things, he don't mind because he knows.
Right.
We have a dialogue. When you don't have a dialogue and they find out off on the side, it can be a sidebar
Right.
that can cause problem. I don't like drama.
Right.
I like stirring stuff up. Like
Right.
between y'all two, oh, I stir all day. I'm
We
like
already know.
Kool-Aid, okay?
Yeah. We get
I'm
it.
like, the Kool-Aid and the sugar.
Yeah,
Okay,
we
we're gonna
understand.
make this taste good by the time the night is over.
Right.
But once it's over, that Kool-Aid can get poured out, as far as I'm concerned, because I don't care for the drama to come after.
Right.
It's to stir up what's going on in your home. This round table is to stir it up because you ain't real.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't mixing. You got Kool-Aid over here, no sugar over there. Y'all go to somebody's house, they don't never have two of the same things you need. You got cereal, no milk, Kool-Aid, no sugar. And you always invite folks up. You don't never have what it takes to complete a meal.
Folks, you can already see our brother Jay is riled up here.
No, Jay ain't riled up.
Yeah.
Y'all know these people, and you keep going over their house, and you be wondering, you let me use the bathroom, the toilet paper. You know, hey, listen, certain things need to be done. I'm just helping you out. Kool-Aid, sugar.
You're
But
crazy.
no, you do.
Yeah.
You make a good point, and it reminds me of a real life situation that just happened with me. So, I have a lot of male friends, right, and who are married, and I go out of my way. I was literally just over a male friend's house who's married for Memorial Day, right?
Mhm.
And he looked at me kind of crazy because they just bought a house. He was like, I invited you over like months ago, and you didn't come over or whatever. And I was like, well, I said, when I knew you before you guys moved, I had no problem coming to the townhouse because you bought that house before y'all got married.
Right.
I said, but this house is
Yours.
y'all's house. I was like, and so I was waiting for the invite from your wife.
Right.
And I did get the invite, but when I got it and I decided to move on it, she was over in Israel. So I was like, oh, let me hold off
Right.
and I'll wait till she gets back.
Right.
And so I had to explain that to him. I said, well, I was going to wait, number one, until your wife invited me over because this is you all's house,
Right.
not just your house.
Right.
And she is a housewife. He's like, she don't pay no. I said, but this is the first house that you all have bought as a
Thank
married
you.
couple.
Right.
So just out of respect, I'm going to wait to receive the invite from her, even though I'm your friend. And
Nice.
so when I explained that to him, he was like, oh, okay, I get that. All right, cool. And she's looking at me like, thank you, girl, because he crazy. He don't get it. And it's like, yeah, he doesn't get it. But but because I make moves like that, and she actually made the comment, she was like, that's one reason why, I've never had an issue with you in his relationship because you always kept it 100 and you
Yes.
always go out of your way to make sure things can't be misconceived or misperceived
Right.
in a way that's shady or there's something going on. I'm like, yeah, no.
Right.
That's why I told you I like my AP.
Yeah,
AP is a team
I
player.
love that.
I tell you, she a coach.
Listen, what that is managing the situation.
Yeah.
I told
And that's
you
what
she
it
a coach.
You
takes.
have to manage people from
You
behind.
gotta manage the situation. Yeah,
She
you
knew
gotta-
his position,
Right.
and she played him.
Yeah.
Cause you ain't a forward. She know your position.
Right.
So she know the game of basketball and football. I'm telling you, she like to get hit hard. I'm telling y'all right now, y'all nasty, y'all nasty. Going to break.
Y'all stay with us. We're gonna be right back after this
What
break.
you got?
More talk.
After Jeffrey, I ain't nothing else to say. We got a lot of crazy things going on
Hell
tonight.
no.
The topic was off the chain.
Yes.
It's two-way. I want to make sure we don't offend anyone because a lot of times we look at the situation and you be like, are you refusing because you're jealous? That's not necessarily true. I like to say, I want to be sure I'm respectful of the person I'm with, regardless if we're in a committed relationship or not.
Right.
But that's up to you.
Yeah.
What you feel?
Yeah. And listen, respect is key. I want to cover an issue that happens often that seems to get us in trouble, right? And it's centered around this subject. But AP, you want to introduce this?
So I posed the question during the break, and it was, have you ever been too nice and ended up in a situation that could have been avoided if you had just been an asshole from the beginning?
You said asshole?
Asshole.
Okay.
See,
Yeah.
Yeah, and what we're also talking about here is being willing to say no, being willing to
It
reject,
goes back to that.
right? Saying no is a big problem in our world. There are people who will get themselves into lots of trouble because they are unwilling to stand up for themselves and say no. They have a fear. What was the word we used earlier? They have a fear of offending other people.
Rejection. Tell you
Of
that.
rejecting.
Most people have a fear of rejection.
Right.
And I think that
Right.
goes back to self-worth. That's a self-worth issue. Because if you don't value yourself, or if you don't understand what you bring to the table in any situation, and you are willing to do or say anything to keep somebody in your presence because you don't understand your worth and what you have going on, that's what that stems from. That's a self-worth issue.
Right.
Because you have to be okay with, if I say no and this person walks out of my life forever, what they bring to the table anyway?
Right. Right.
Like, and when you really take a hard line look at your relationships and who you allow into your life, I'm very particular about who I let into my circle.
Yes.
My time is very valuable.
Yes.
Mhm.
One of my deal breakers is disrespect my time. You get one time and that's it.
Right.
Don't call me at 7:00 when we had a date at 7:30 talking about, it's no bueno. You did that an hour ago.
Right.
Look at the tongue different
Right.
language. Look at this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You did that an hour ago.
So you
Like, if you hit me up 15 minutes before we supposed to meet up and you like, yo, I ain't gonna be able to make,
You done.
it's a wrap.
It's a wrap, huh?
It's a wrap.
Now just let y'all know.
I'm learning.
It's
That's
a
why I don't call AP. He said AP a text.
It's a wrap, my dude.
Yeah.
AP is just that.
It's a
that
wrap.
disrespect.
That
Disrespect of anything.
disrespect, because my time is valuable.
Yes.
Everyone's time is valuable.
Yes. And it may not be time. It could be money. It could be other resources.
All
It
my
could
stuff is
be,
valuable.
it could be anything
Mhm.
that is quote unquote personal and personal to me. You know. So I want to talk about why. It seems like I need the two of you to have some empathy, right?
Come on,
because
come with
y'all are strong. You know who you are. You stand on your
Okay.
I love
ground.
to know.
But listen, most of the
I'm here
people
for
in the
you.
world don't have that. They're not willing to say no.
Okay.
And
So let's help them.
let's help them.
One of the things I can tell you about help is a lot of times when you say yes to everything, you're not always helping.
Definitely
you,
not
you,
helping
you
yourself.
gotta
You can enable
understand.
somebody.
Yes, that's what you're normally doing.
Right.
Because you don't even recognize. If I come to you all the time, it's because you become a comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What am I changing?
Right.
I mention this to you off air all the time. If you come to me, you need 200. I might give you 150.
Right.
You gotta find the other.
Mhm.
Because if you don't put no effort in anything, that's all you will ever do is keep coming to me.
Mm-hmm.
After a while, I am not helping you.
Mm-hmm. You're an ape.
I am an aid. I'm putting a band-aid on your
Mhm.
bleeding artery. You gonna bleed out and you ain't gonna live your life like it need to be.
Yes.
Pain is necessary for growth.
Yes.
Pain is necessary for growth. A lot of times people go through pain and be like, I don't want to go through it. No, you shouldn't want to
It's
go through
character
it. But it's going to build you in a way that you will make better decisions. If I did overspeed and I'm able to call somebody and fix it,
Mm-hmm.
overspend will happen again.
Yeah.
I ain't suffering.
Right.
Now, I had to pawn some stuff to get some things by. Everybody been to college. Everybody know Roman noodles. Everybody know how it is to live tight.
Right.
People that didn't go to college have made bad decisions where your water bill about to get cut off. They sent you to notice. Everybody jiggles things. I've jiggled. Don't ever think I had it perfect.
Yeah.
Ever. Don't want you to think that. Well, what I can tell you is you got to know how to manage. Look at your circumstances and manage it for what it is, and quit closing your eyes acting like, oh Lord, I'm just gonna pray. The good Lord gonna say, okay, I'm laughing at you because you made a lot of foolish decisions until you change some of your own actions. Why are you praying to me and you ain't willing to do nothing different? Because again, glorify me. You ain't glorifying if you just self-indulging in selfish acts and then asking. That's not work.
Yeah.
That is to me
We'll be empathetic. Just,
Yeah.
getting back to
Yeah.
why we
And-
say no. We've been there, and I understand you ain't.
Yeah, and
So
that's
I can't do it.
that's the key. You know, and life's experiences will teach you to say no. They'll teach you that hey, this person's intention isn't good.
Nope.
This person keeps coming over and over and over, asking the
Right.
same questions. So yeah, I know now that hey, I'm not going to enable them. And that's what you folks who are not willing to say no, you have to do that. I know on the other side of that equation, they may not like you. They may, talk about you behind your back. They may, we've seen it all. We've seen all the nonsense that happens when you say no. But if you never stand up on your own principle, you're ultimately being taken advantage of. And that goes for mothers and fathers, even with their own children.
This is true.
Right? You gotta be willing to say no because that ultimately helps somebody. But
see
more
that?
importantly, it keeps you from being tangled
You
up.
see that? That's my cake. That's what helps shield me. When you able to speak things into existence, you gotta understand what you do. It doesn't matter what you say about me.
Right.
You have to go forth past what people say.
Right.
Because if I was to do what someone said, Bar Talk with Jay would never exist.
Yeah.
They'd be like, man, that don't make no sense. They got all these other shows out there. Nobody going. One, glorify yourself and realize it's not about what they say, it's about what you do.
Right.
Secondly, quit tripping and understand position. It takes time. Everything don't blow up overnight. But as it go up, stay grounded. Because it's all a blessing. So saying no seems so cold.
It seems cold.
That's
and people
because
don't like
somebody
to be
taught
told.
you that.
Yeah.
No one told you that. Because being honest, it is something that should be developed.
Yeah.
No is for a reason. Yes is for a reason.
Right.
Understand the reasoning and use them appropriately. It's called choice.
Right.
We don't use properness and choices because we hear things and now I want to be sympathetic, empathy. Bottom line, you're not being real. Listen to the whole equation and then it's a formula. Yes and no is a formula to which you bring into an equation. If you ain't bringing nothing in, why am I getting a yes out of something that the bank wouldn't give a yes to? If you want a loan from me, you want to do something for me, you ain't even working. Why am I loaning what you can't even pay back?
Right.
And then you wonder why they ain't do it. That's your own stupidity.
Loan and money is a big one.
When I say loan and money, I'm gonna give you a simple thing that I feel. Okay, 5400. When you call me, Bar Talk with Jay, and the next person to call me overseas, and especially over there in Africa that I had recently, and they say I'm in the hospital and I need some help. Just understand, 5400. All right. If you get $100 out of me, I won't expect 150 back. It's like a loan, like anything else.
Yeah.
Because I need to help somebody else. Okay.
Right.
So if I give it to you, give it back to me fourth. Okay. For I can continue my journey.
Right.
Do not expect me just to give it back for what you're gonna give back because there's no growth. That's no business.
That's right.
I'm in this for business
That's right.
to keep on helping people. I'm giving you a free word. I'm expecting you to help me help others.
Yeah.
That's real.
And what's happening? It's not happening. What's going on? Bro, can you help me out real quick? And I just need 50 real quick to get by. How about this? No problem. Just remember 50 for 100.
Right.
So they're like, so I gotta pay you back 150. Yes, that's what that equates to.
Yeah.
So now it's a business term. You agree to it, that's what I'm expecting back. At this point, I can easily tell you,
And-
you know something? Just 100. But you made that agreement that the 50 was gonna be there.
Right.
To me, I can just do even 100. But make sure you do the right thing. It should go for growth.
Right.
If I do this, I shouldn't end up at the end of the week wondering if I'm gonna get it back. I should be getting way more back than what I gave. I gave up what I worked hard for.
Right.
The only ones that I don't expect to get things back is when I get my kids know. My daughters and my son. Daddy, can I get $20 because I need, or $100 because this is what I need? Bottom line, I know that's a gift. I'm not looking for no payback. But when you say loan, okay, a loan should be paid back with interest that we are not doing.
Right.
Because we're going off of friendship.
Right.
We're going
So-
off the brothership.
Yeah.
Bottom line, it still should be a business
And that's
deal.
still a form of no.
No, it ain't.
If somebody asks you to borrow money, and you check them.
What?
Like,
They don't
here's-
check.
Like, you check them. You just
It's
say
called
something
agree.
like, hey, this is how we're going to work. All right? I'm going to give you some money. You're going to give me back a little more money.
That's right.
And as long as you're cool with that, then I can help you.
That ain't no
But
check.
if you think that they're not going to pay you back, don't say no because you don't want to upset the environment. Don't not say no because you don't want to upset the environment.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it happens all too often, right? People
No.
get shamed and
No.
tricked
No.
and
But
bamboozled.
here's the thing: people, like you said, progression, self-improvement does not come without pain.
Mhm.
And I don't consider myself a true friend if I don't, as your friend, call you out on your shit.
Right,
Like I'm not. We're not friends, but we just keeping this light and fluffy.
right.
You know what I'm
like
saying?
that.
So right. So like I literally had two of my friends called me. I was on the phone with them till umpteen hours in the morning because they knew I would be objective in this conversation they were having.
Right.
Mhm.
She's my girlfriend. Now, I met him through her. I like them both. We've become friends. I called her out on her shit.
Mhm.
But I said, no, in this situation, you're wrong.
Okay.
And here's why you're wrong. If you had taken accountability like you claimed you had, then you would have put yourself in the same situation not 90 days later.
Right.
So it's, as a friend, you have to be willing to encroach on somebody's feelings and check them and say no and call them out when they're wrong or when you see them doing something that's self-destructive. Like, well, what you doing, dude? Like, I understand you getting over old girl, but you know you've been drinking kind of heavy for the past 6-7 months now. Like, it's time to pull up. You know, like you do a check. Like, and if you don't consider yourself a true friend, then let them do what they're gonna do.
Right, right. But you know, all of that, I guess I'm really empathetic with people getting taken advantage of. Right. Aside from public speaking, the number one thing that people hate to do the most is say no. And I'm in the car business. I see it every single day. I see people whose whole lives have been shifted and carried and maybe run amok because they weren't able to say no. And it, you know, maybe they were timid, they were shy, they were again, you know, if I say no to you, there's a tendency for me to think that you're not going to like me.
Who
We're not
cares?
gonna, listen, and that's a great point. But I need you to talk to them.
Right, but that's
Right.
that is a legitimate question.
Yes.
Who cares?
Right, but
I am interacting with you for all of 3 minutes. I don't care if you like me at the end of this.
Right.
I'm giving you money. You're giving me a service. Point blank. Period. You ain't got to like me. I ain't got to like you.
Right.
Like, and people have to get over that.
That's what they do.
Right, but
That's
till we
exactly
get
right.
satisfied. It's just a service.
Right. It's just-
I want to
right.
make sure customer service is on top.
Oh, for
I'm
sure.
sorry.
Oh, for sure.
Crab, I just had to throw that in there.
Oh, yeah.
What? Crab?
Yeah.
Relationship.
Right.
Somebody gotta have it.
Listen, that's a good point. You really you move toward a customer service situation, right?
Yes.
So you're in a store, you get mistreated, they mischarged you when they rung it up. It said one thing on the shelf, it said something else at the register. You have to stand up for yourself. That is a form of saying no. That's a form of protecting yourself
Yes.
because people will take advantage of you.
Right.
Hold on.
And if you're not willing to stand up for yourself, you're going to be taken
Crap.
advantage of over
Crap.
and over and
I
over
had a
again.
situation happen to me recently. I'm at a register. Young lady told me a price that was not showing on the screen.
Okay.
Now, to me, we have a problem. All right?
Yeah.
Now, you telling me a price, and I'm looking at the screen, and when I swipe my card and I'm looking at the price on the card, it's different than what you told me. So I'm gonna make sure she understands that what I see there and here is different than what she told me.
Right.
Now, she looked at me and was like, oh, well, you see it. Now, see, now I have a problem because
Right. Now you got to go with it. Now you got to go get it. Now,
now,
you,
see,
now you got to straighten
I ain't even want to go there.
Right.
Why? Because my whole thing is I like to pay what I owe. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, she telling me it's 225. That's not what I see.
Right.
Now, just in case I'm cheating you, I just understand what you brung up. It shows there, and when I swipe my card, it's asking me, is this the price? Before I hit OK, I want to make sure I'm paid for everything because, again, mistakes can happen. And when I mention it, when it's on the screen, now see, this is where unprofessional and you ignorant Stop it. Say, look at the screen and say, you know something? It is different.
You're right, sir.
We have to get better. We cannot continue to just do whatever we feel
Yeah.
because we are held to an obligation.
Yeah.
I am obligated to pay you for a service.
Yes.
If you're not willing to express what it is that I'm getting service for, I'm already feeling like this is not a place I need to be doing business.
Yeah,
Right.
and listen,
So-
that's a big one.
That's bad.
And I'm gonna just name 2 quick examples, and I'm not trying to throw anybody on front row, but if you walk into Waffle House and you see the menu says $6.95, so I order $6.95, and then I order a drink. You know what I'm saying? I'm expecting to be about $9-10. I go to the register, it's $12.79. I'm like, where in the world does this come from? Because they don't charge you $3 because you ordered the extra egg or some, like that. It happened. Listen, it's been happening for years. I just hadn't spoken up. And recently, I had 4 different transactions at a Walmart. Right? I'm looking at the shelf. I'm looking at the price, but I've noticed a pattern. Right? At 3 or 4 different Walmarts. The price is here, but that doesn't represent the item that's behind the price. And so I take the item behind the price and I go to the register, and it brings up more, like $10 more. And I'm like, well, she was
That's
like, well,
not
yeah,
what it was.
that's the one. That's $10 more. So
you
it was
need to go
priced
back to
wrong.
the price check. Price check.
Exactly right.
I'm just telling
Exactly
you.
right. But
Price
listen,
check.
it happened 4 times in a row, and the 4th time it happened, I went off. Like I'm like, okay, y'all playing games. I done seen this thing happen too many times.
Right.
When you were talking to me when I was asking about the features and options, what the
Right.
price was, I'm
Right.
looking at it. Now you come to the register and you gonna gangster me for another $10.
Right.
I'm not trying to have it. You need to call somebody. Call the manager, right? And I told the manager my story because it happened 4 different times,
Yeah.
right? And how many people are getting got like that?
Yeah.
Now we talking about
Well,
Walmart
they got you 3.
game.
They
right?
got you 3 already.
Right.
I'm just telling
And
you.
listen, I stayed quiet. I said, you know what, I'm gonna pay it forward.
so
I'm not gonna
nice.
sweat it. I don't need no
You know.
noise. I'm thinking I'm on a whole nother level now.
Right.
I'm not
I
trying to go
hold
there.
the whole line up. Let me
Yeah.
tell you about
Yeah,
me.
that's good.
I
Jay.
am that dude.
That's good, Jay.
That I promise you, I went through to get along. I rode that bus.
Right.
Right.
Now I learned that bus get them more ahead than me.
Get them what
So
they
guess
want.
what? When you sitting there looking like, well, I don't got nobody to go do a price check. I guess you gonna go do it. Because the bottom line, you ain't gonna get me for $5.
Right.
I work
That's
hard
exactly
for mine.
right.
So you can go do a price check for all I'm concerned. You can call somebody. Everybody in line, listen, sorry, I apologize, but this is gonna be fixed. I hope it don't happen to y'all. So everybody in line, take your time, boo. We understand. Because the bottom line, people are tired of being taken advantage
There
of.
it is.
Right.
Until you stand up, everybody wondering who gonna be the next Malcolm X, who gonna be the next leader. It's gonna be you. When you
That's
stand
great.
up for yourself,
That's right.
because if you don't start at a Walmart, Waffle House, or anywhere else, you ain't gonna stand up when something bad happens.
Or your
and
taxes,
it's bad
or
happening
anything.
all the time.
Yeah.
Even with taxes.
Yeah.
IRS ain't no different than
They
anything
ain't no
else.
different. They're fast, bamboo.
Bottom line, they gonna get you if you don't stand up and hold your ground.
Yeah.
They'll take your ground.
That's exactly
Because
right.
they have the power to. But again, you have the power to go get the right people to fight anybody else.
That's right.
You are scared
That's right.
because you don't want opposition. Nor do I.
There you go.
But you call me, call for me. All I got is call for me.
Right.
Because a lot of people don't understand. Smooth taste, don't let it fool you.
Yeah.
This nice look, don't let it fool
Yeah,
you.
folks.
When you come for me, you gonna find out. I'm gonna answer.
Listen, what?
That answer ain't that smooth taste that
Yeah.
Folgers keep giving. I promise you, I'm gonna get rough in your throat.
Right. These are very strong-willed and strong-minded folks who are sitting before you in this show, and we're trying to encourage you folks who didn't say no, who haven't said no,
To say
that
no.
Sometimes
Practice in the mirror.
the time is right.
No.
No.
Tonight.
Practice in the mirror.
No.
No. Right? Now,
Sex-
if you're going on a date with me,
Sex,
that ain't
yes.
the term to use.
Sex,
but-
yes.
What?
Regular relationships, no. I'm just saying. I'm gonna say no to everything. Certain things, yes.
Yeah. It sounds like the consensus here tonight, as we
Say
talk
no.
about the best friends need to crash for the weekend,
No.
but not at home, say no.
Say no.
Say no.
Right?
Yeah.
Say no. And you don't have to say no like blatantly no.
Right.
You can say, well, you know what, man, that probably ain't gonna work out this weekend. You know, I got a lot going on. But how about, you know, this? You know, maybe I can shoot $20 on your hotel room and help you that way. Maybe you know, I got one of our frat brothers. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. You know, he got a big house. You know, maybe he'll help me support you for the night, whatever. But we need to find some other alternatives.
I'm telling you right now, send them brothers over here.
My house.
Send some sisters over here. Send brother out there. Fat brother, you
Right.
He another thug.
Right.
You send that thug brother over here. What's thug
No.
girl?
I think what we can take away
We are
from
all
this discussion,
grown. We need to
Right.
know how to say no.
we gotta
Yeah,
know how
all
to
day
say
long.
no.
But yes to the sister. Just saying.
Right.
You gotta understand when yes and no is appropriate.
Yes.
It's a choice. Number one thing I want to say before we get off this, because we have fun, and again, this is all out of fun with me. But when I get back to the real me, I always want to make sure you just analyze your decision and make it off of something other than just emotion. I like to say when you give me emotion, I'm gonna react off emotion, and then we are making judgments off of things that we did not look at totally business-wise.
Logically.
And that logic need to come back from an understanding of what's being said. And a lot of times you can give it in a nice way and you don't mean nothing good behind it. My whole thing is don't put me in these positions that I didn't ask for. That's why I said call for me.
Mm-hmm.
Don't call for me and you don't even understand me. Because you're going to find out no is something that's very heavily rooted in me. But it's not, I like to say. I don't always like to say it, but guess what?
You're a giving person, guy. You're
Very giving.
You're a very
But
giving
when you
person.
present something to me because of what my past has brought me,
Yeah.
I'm not going to give to a situation that's not going to aid.
Right. Listen,
I like
I'm always willing to help.
Aiding.
But don't put me in a position to hurt me.
Right,
Because if
'cause
you
it's
do,
different.
I'm going to have to protect me and my kids and my
And everybody
family
else.
and all
Because
my
remember,
friends. That's
if
exactly
you
right.
keep aiding a bleeding artery that's going to bleed out,
Yeah.
and you can't do nothing for your kids, you just surrendered
Mm-hmm.
the manhood that you've been protecting
Yes.
for something that just was the depth. It was never meant for you to do that. It was meant for you to have an understanding that everybody ain't for you.
There you go.
That's just you.
There you
My
go.
whole thing is don't be so overly judgmental.
Right.
Look at the facts and do not understand people by just what they say.
Yeah.
People are good. I'm good. But I want to make that bad to a great.
Yeah.
Bad to a great mean I want to be something more positive. I want to take bad times and make good times. That's how I make Kool-Aid. My bad, my God, and y'all gonna be the sugar. Because we gotta come together.
There you go.
We got too much going on and we ain't swirling around and tasting the flavor of better. We're tasting worse. We're going for the worst end and it's just point of view. Let's point in a better direction to get us where we need to be.
There you go.
That's Bar Talk with
And
Jay.
that is Bar Talk with Jay, folks. We want to thank you for being with us tonight. Another great show. We hope that there is some real good jewels, some good seeds in these discussions. Go back and play it. Send it to your friends and family. Share it with anybody and everybody you know. We're just here to inspire. This is Bar Talk with Jay. That is my boy Smooth Jay. I am Craftmatic, and we are out.
Ain't no last calls here.
Bar Talk with Jay.